Shalom unto the elected nation of Israel, giving all honor and glory and praise to you, how by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Kakadash, double honors to the Apostle GMS. Lord, when this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. Today we're dealing with the country Indonesia, which is south of Asia, the continent, north of the Australian continent. So pretty much right here, as we see, is Indonesia. And what's pretty much recent about this place compared to the rest of the world is the laws that just recently passed, which is a righteous law, And it says today fornication laws cannot be enforced to the... This is talking about America, which we don't deal with because that's Babylon. But pretty much Indonesia today or yesterday, they passed a criminal law banning sex outside of marriage, So therefore, I'm not sure if it's a health hazard that they're having out there, because that's another thing that has, diseases running rampant, is the pretty much the behavior of these women, sleeping around with everything and every man, and these men as well, sleeping around with men, men sleeping with women. So there's a lot of confusion, causing a lot of discourse, a lot of mourning. And when I say mourning, I mean like pretty much a bad estate. But these laws are from the Bible. You have to understand that, these guys didn't just come up with no genius code. They're not holier than thou. And they didn't, this is just a biblical law, which will actually, it might help their country. It will help this country for sure. But we'll get into the meat of this lesson. And we're going to show you where is this a law. In the book of Exodus, chapter 20, it's a heavy-filled chapter with laws and statutes and commandments that we should abide by to make our lives, better and more holy. You shall not commit adultery. So you have to ask yourself, what is adultery? Okay, for a man, it has to mean something, and for a woman, it has to mean something. Okay, we'll look at it from a male's perspective. From a male's perspective, adultery would be you going to mess with another married woman. You have a brother that has a wife, and you go ahead and you try your best to get through her skirts. That's off. Or somebody, or even if it's Esau's wife, she's married, but you try everything you got, you trying to spend money, you trying to be the freshest around him, around her, you trying to make the funniest jokes, you doing whatever you can, to be a slithering snake. That's what 2/3 of our people brag about and they boast about and they celebrate. Jake rather get someone that's married than someone that's single. That's like an accomplishment for them. That's an obstacle. Jake want to do all the wicked, hard stuff. Our people are wise to do evil. From a woman's perspective, you got to ask yourself, what would be adultery? Would it be pretty much going on to a married man and taking him from this woman? No, but a lot of our women are simple, and it goes to show you our women just like to cause, confusion and disruption, But really, you really just adding into that man's collection, because a woman is a possession for a man, But for a woman, it would pretty much be, if you're married already, if you have a man that you're sleeping with and you're bound to, that man is not deceased. That man doesn't put you away, and you go ahead and you have intercourse or intimate relations and interaction with another man. That is adultery, and that's going off, And you could be put to death for that. Shit, check this out. Proverbs 6, verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. So it says vengeance is unto the Lord, right? Yahushai. So if he's coming back with vengeance, he's pissed off, right? He's coming back to take payback, right? His woman being dealt with wrong and things of those sort. So, how would a man, let's look at it on a lower level. If your woman is going off, behind your back, it all comes to the light. You're going to be pissed off, man. You doing everything. You blood, sweat, and tears. You waking up early. You do everything, to make sure the house is in order, everything's set right. Just for you to find out when you busting your ass outside, she's at home getting corkscrewed by another man. That would have you kick that woman out, right? That would have you stop pouring your finances down her drain to help her out, make her life easy, right? That would tell you, you know, she need to go get her own job and she got to go kick rocks. Let's go into 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. So my head, you know, the person I look up to, who I'm a woman onto, you know, spiritually speaking, is Yahweh Shai. You know? And his head is Yahweh, the Most High, you know? No man can get to the Father but through him, through me. No, Yahweh Shai. And the head of every woman is the man. You know, so there's order in this thing. Let all things be done decently and in order. That's how the Lord set it up. And the head of a Mashiach is the Most High. You know, so under the woman is the head of something. She's the head of the children. You know, that's why women got to know their place. You know, when dealing and when speaking. You know, that's why they got to, you know, when to hold your tongue and when to speak and how to come off. Because you don't run shit. You run the children. The children will honor you and they will appreciate you. And you have to understand, this is not because it says be not aligned in thy own house. This is not a warden, a prison warden type of relationship. It's just the woman has her place where she makes the relationship perfect, and the man has his place where he makes the relationship perfect. Now, there's a saying that says, let me see if I can get it verbatim. Hard or weak men create hard times. Weak men create hard times. There it is. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. You know. So if a man can't do what he got to do, and if a man ain't doing what he got to do, you know, shit, he's pretty much gonna muster up bad times. Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good, you know, because a lot of our people, and the nation of Babylon itself, Babel, you know, being confused, you know, America being bitter, it being that virgin daughter that does whatever the hell it wants, it calls evil good. What's up, Zo?
What you got?
Shit, I'm finna tell you right now. It's 8:59.
59. That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not what I got.
What you got? Some other shit?
I think 56 or some shit.
Shit. Read that bitch again. See if it's 8:56 or 8:59.
Yeah.
That bitch say it ain't ready.
Yeah.
Let me know. Woe unto them that call good evil or call evil good, you know. So you can't be switching things up, you know. And that's what this society is, you know. We read from what? Left to right. We call beautiful women bad bitches. This place is a complete oxymoron. The land of the free, but it has a whole bunch of captives. You know, so you cannot make this place up. This place is a complete laughingstock and a joke in itself. And good evil. They put darkness for light. You know, they do go into all their let me see the correct word. This is a hard to pronounce word for me. Esoteric, you know. So this is all their witchcraft, their masonry, their you know, all their occultism, alchemy, astrology, all that left hand wisdom. They call it light. They call it wisdom. You know, light for darkness. And what they call the true light, you know, this word, they call it what, anti-Semitism and so forth and so on. They're going to deem this word as hate speech and crime that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, you know. So this place is a confusing place, and it creates weak men, and it creates a weak nation. It creates a mourning nation. It just creates confusion, upside downness. Matthew chapter 16, verse 4, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. He left them and departed. You know, this is the most adulterous generation ever, man. People do what the hell they want to do. This place is, you know, I'm not sure if I think this place is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. You know? And this last but not least precept, Isaiah 4:1, this that banger. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach, you know. So these women are going to have to buckle down and tighten up. You know, because men of the Lord are going to be taking these women in by their choice and by their wanting and by their likings. You know, the woman is a chicken with its head cut off right now. The woman leaves her Western home, right, and comes here to Babylon and just freaks off, does whatever the hell she wants. The Indian woman, she goes ahead and take off her head covering. She's no longer wearing a dress. Now she's wearing the pants. You know, she does what she want to do. She feels free. You know, those men are leaving those countries. Now they come here, they become sodomites because this place allows it and they promote it and they accept it and they fund it. You know, they publicize it, they cherish it, they love it, you know, on and so forth. But you know, this is a hell of a law, but it's from the Bible, so that's why it's so righteous. That's why it has a good vibration onto it. You know, these people didn't just come up with this. They know the biblical laws is what preserves, you know, humanity and what excels humanity. But you know, it's kind of too late for all that in reality. Well, you know, better is done now than later. But that's those vibrations and those laws and rules are gonna be set back into place. You know, worldwide. You know, when the Lord reigns this place. You know, when this kingdom begins, which is pretty soon. Lord, when this is edifying and straight to the point. Shalom.